This episode where Dazza and I talk about the shambles that is Liverpool's defending and midfield at the present moment. We are going to cover a little bit of Brentford, mostly Brighton. We didn't discuss. I mean, Brighton, as I mentioned to Daz, was just the worst version of Brentford, in my opinion.
Yep.
Dazza, what do you think is going wrong?
What's not going wrong at the moment? Everything. It's I was that game against Brighton. Like I spoke to my old man about it as well, and he said that's probably one of the worst performances he's seen that he can remember, and for a very long time. Look, we just briefly watched the highlights again just before the podcast, and just they were getting cut open from every angle. They're pressing on us. We're not like the moment a team, like I've said this in previous episodes, the moment a team presses us, we just lose our shape and we just can't cope with it, which is not something that we used to do well. We used to play out from the back while they press us. Any team that used to press us, we used to tear apart. But now, whenever a team's pressing us, we're getting smashed. We're getting ripped apart in the midfield, which is an obvious point of concern and a sticking point that we've been talking about all year. And now even the defense has just been horrible. Like, just nothing. Like every time, like that. Their forward runs keep getting in behind our defenders too much. Like they're just getting balls through forward, making runs, and they just seem to be cutting us up everywhere in the pitch. So yeah, like it's just I don't know what's going on at the moment, but it's just I don't know. Everyone just seems to. Fabinho's like he's a shadow of his former self. Thiago is hot and cold. Henderson's aging. He's not like he used to be the energy runner. He's not there anymore. Like we got nothing. We got no midfield. Right, we've said this 100 times. We've got nothing there in the center of the pitch that's going to look. We're not going to get top six this year if nothing changes this January transfer window. I mean, I don't think it will. I can't see it. I mean, I understand we got Cody Gakpo, and there's not much he could do playing through the center in a team where the midfield and the defense was just fucking completely out of sorts. But yeah, I just it's horrendous to see it happen after the years of domination that we've done. Look, obviously, we'll still say we dominated. Like we obviously missed out on a couple of titles of City because they just happened to get 1 or 2 points more than us. But to see us just go like this now after all the success that we've had over the years and no reinvestment back in the squad, it's horrible. It's just really heartbreaking to watch that we've gone to this point now. Like we've lost 2 games back to back, conceding 6 goals in total against 2 teams. Although Brighton's going okay at the moment, but just teams that we shouldn't be getting should be getting 3 points against no problem, but we're not at the moment. We're slipping down. We're a mid-table. We're playing like a mid-table, bottom half table club at the moment, and it's just yeah. And I mean. But then again, like the players are getting paid a decent wage too. Like they should be waking up to themselves a bit. Like, come on, like pull your finger out, Like I don't know, it just seems to be that everything's just so lackluster at the moment. No, but there needs to be. It's been coming for a while, and you said it even the beginning of the season, even before that. Like we've never really reinvested money back into the squad apart from. Okay, Darwin Núñez, we bought a striker, but we're talking about like proper investment in other areas on the pitch, and we just haven't done it for the last 2-3 seasons, really.
No, mate, and don't forget, Núñez was a replacement of Mane.
Correct, that's right. So, and this is another thing about the Mane thing is like people saying, it's like Mane isn't going to fix our midfield issues. Mane, even if we kept Mane, don't get me wrong, I would have loved to have kept him, and by keeping him, yeah, he probably would have made a difference up front, no problem. Maybe we'd probably be a little bit more better off than where we are, but we still wouldn't be, challenging the title this year, even if we kept Mane with the midfield and the shambles and everything else that we've got at the moment. So it's just an absolute, heartbreaking and disappointing. And you said right at the beginning of the season, you hope we don't go through a rebuilding phase. And yep, lo and behold,
rebuilding. We're going through. We're going to go into survival phase.
Yeah,
recovery phase.
We can't
play like that.
No, we're like the writing was on the wall in the first 2 or 3 games of the season, and we said it. If we don't pick up and start performing, then you can say goodbye to the title and goodbye to the champion. I don't think we're not going to get top 4 this year. That's my opinion.
Top
No,
4.
I can't.
No.
I can't see us getting that at all. Not after not just last 2 games. Just this whole season. I can't see us getting in the top 4. But we've got Real Madrid coming up in the Champions League, and if we play like that against them, we're just going to get freaking turned over. I'm just going to be embarrassed. Yeah, that's I could keep on going, but yeah. Well, I mean, what were your thoughts? I guess this is me going off on a tangent.
Yeah, no, it's no tangent, mate. It's my words. My issue is, without having to repeat anything you said, it's obviously clear that the midfield is clearly getting turned over in the game. The defense, Darius, I put up a unique clip, just me on the weekend, about how I didn't feel, even maybe Friday or whatever, I didn't feel as though the Van Dijk injury, because I haven't been overly impressed with Van Dijk in this season especially, I didn't feel as though it was a bigger impact on the team as it would be losing Diaz, Nunez, losing our front. We don't really have a midfield anyway. So I thought maybe it won't impact as much, but Gomez is just terrible, woeful. Matip didn't have a good game. He's generally more solid than that. I thought actually Canade out of the entire back 5 probably had a half decent game. I mean, he's still young. He's still learning his trade, but he showed energy. He showed a bit of enthusiasm. He was big. He was strong. I mean, when you don't have a midfield and Matip had a bad game and Trent Alexander-Arnold's always pushed forward and Robbo sometimes is hot and cold, and he just seems to be picking up all the gaps. I think he looked all right. I really like Canade.
So do I. So
that's some of the, and I think in the game against Brighton, I know he had a bit of a shocker against Brentford, but the guy's learning his game at such a difficult level, and I think he's going to be a world-class defender. That I don't. Without like exaggerating and trying to make this a show, obviously for the podcast, for me, the big problem is not so much who we're signing, but do they fit? And the players that we do have, why are they all failing? Like why? And then also, I've got problems with Jurgen Klopp. Why would you start Chamberlain twice when he's probably going to be out the door soon? You got this young kid, Ben Doak. I know you didn't see it in the highlights, Daz, but when he came on,
yeah, I've seen him play. He's come on.
Psychologically, he's got something to prove. He's got more energy than Chamberlain. He's going to press for Klopp better than Chamberlain. Chamberlain doesn't press. He doesn't press. So my problem right now with the team is obviously you can see our hole from space. I get it. But the Klopp players that we've had for a while aren't playing the Klopp way.
Correct.
And with the exclusion of Luis Diaz, who have we signed, which are quality? Like, I like all our signings, but with the exception of Luis Diaz, who can press and counter press that we've signed? Who's a Genie Wijnaldum? Henderson's past it. Fabinho's looks like he hasn't been involved for a season.
I don't know. He's just freaking he's
Thiago
he's a step behind everyone at the moment. Like Fabinho, yeah.
Thiago, our quality is our best midfielder. Is he a Klopp midfielder though, Darren? We've got to separate.
See, Thiago's not really a presser, is he?
No.
He's a whiz on the ball, but when he's off the ball, he's not a presser. Like
as Brendan Rodgers would say, he's a technician.
Yeah, he's a technician. Yeah. He's a wonderful human being. Yeah.
He's a wonderful human being.
Beautiful human being. Yeah.
He's a beautiful human being and a great technician. He's probably the Spanish Xavi. Hang on a minute, Xavi was Spanish.
The Welsh Xavi. Oh yeah. Or was it Joe Allen, the Welsh
Joe
Zappy?
Allen, the Wolves Zappy.
Sometimes I
No,
watch that every now and then as a bit of a giggle when that's on
yeah.
YouTube. Yeah.
But Thiago legitimately is a wizard, right? He's that
Mhm.
quality Xavi player. But you could sign Xavi, it'd be the same thing. He doesn't. They don't play the Klopp way.
No, that's right.
So
Yeah.
Connor Cody, does he look like Connor Cody? Connor Cody
Cody
Gapco.
Gakpo. Yeah.
I can't say that really quickly 10 times. Look, even Nunez, are they going to press? Like, who in our midfield? Let's forget who we signed, but in the front three, because Yoda will press. Yoda does press.
Yeah.
Salah doesn't press hardly anymore like he used to.
No,
He
Nunez
feels like
presses. You reckon?
Nunez. Yeah, I do. I do think
He's a bit. Yeah.
But what about the midfield? Who we've got to do that job?
No one at the moment. I mean, no one that's
Harvey Elliott doesn't press like Wijnaldum.
Nah, Harvey Elliott.
He doesn't
He got
press.
off to. Yeah, he got off to a good start this season. I feel like he's not quite there yet.
But I think he's better in the front three than in the midfield three.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Trent Alexander-Arnold doesn't. I mean, on the ball again, like against Brighton, some of those crosses he did. Chamberlain, you didn't see it in the highlights. Chamberlain, he crosses the ball perfect cross, an out swinger with his. I think it was his left foot. You know, his boot just kind of went like just an out swinger. The ball floated directly onto Chambers' head. He missed. He just tapped it to the goalkeeper. Why isn't Ben Doak playing? I've got no idea. I mean, what's the point putting these like Keita looks like he's completely not here anymore.
He's just fuck him off.
What put him in there? Like, I'd rather put a young kid in there. If we're going to get turned over 3-0, I'd rather see the kids play because at least they've got psychologically got something to prove. So for me, I've got a problem with our existing players. I've got some problems with obviously, I don't see pressing from Gakpo. I don't see pressing enough from Chamberlain, from Keita, from Henderson, from Fabinho. I mean, look, at the end of the day, dude, we had a team good enough. We can talk about transfers, we get it. But we still had a team that should have gone out there and done better than that.
100%. Yeah. 100%.
And you know me, man. I've been big on we need a reinvestment. But we need reinvestment when you know the team is playing 100%, but it's just not there yet.
Yeah.
This team is not playing anywhere near 100%. Klopp, they're not. I don't know what the tactics are. Like you said, too, man. Where's the counter pressing? When teams press on us, we were the best. We were the best
at that for years. We
wanted teams to come at us.
Yeah, 100%. Now teams are coming at us and we're shitting ourselves. Well, I certainly am watching it. At the moment, as I've seen freaking people press us, I'm like, oh.
And we lose to Brentford.
We lose the ball in our own quarter, in our own half a lot with their pressing, which is something that we've never really done. We
lost to two teams, Brighton and Brentford. Come on. I mean, I don't want to be disrespectful, but maybe I'm going to be a little bit disrespectful. I mean, come on. Really?
Yeah.
Brighton and Brentford. You should donate their wages to charity to at least their money goes somewhere useful. This is, I mean, come on, man. Like, what are you going to say? What can we possibly say that isn't obvious to everybody? And like Jamie Carragher said, Klopp players that can't play the Klopp style. So, I mean, we're signing players that can't play this style or like, especially in midfield. And look, we have a shitload of injuries. And to be fair, Daz, I'm pretty happy with the players we've signed. And I think when they all come back, it's going to be a little bit more exciting. But what I'm getting pissed off at more than anything is you still got to play better than what you did out there. That looked, I mean, Klopp's tactics for playing Chambers on the left wing, you know the guy's not going to give it to us. So put the kid on. Put Doak on. Look, Doak, when I watched him, dude, his positioning is not very good, but he's 17 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you expect him? What do you expect him to be? Zidane, right? Like in terms of his positioning and vision in the game. But what you're going to get is definitely pressing.
Yeah.
You got to go. Remember Sterling running around like when he first used to come on, he used to just run everywhere, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We might as well have that. than Mr. I'll just walk around on the field and wait for the ball.
Yeah,
Like,
that's right.
At least he's going to press. He might not know how to do the counter pressing, but at least he's going to press when when they've got the ball.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
So why not play the kids that have got psychologically something to prove rather than playing players that have got psychologically nothing to prove and on the fucking way out anyway?
Yeah. I
Like,
agree 100%. Like, and that goes to talk about the injuries. Like, far out, like the amount of injuries, it seems to happen. Last year wasn't too bad, but the year before we had injuries again. Like, what's going on with the conditioning at this club? Like I know, like Chelsea have got quite a lot of injuries as well. Fair enough, they got their own issues there. But why?
But you could
we
say
got
2
so-
seasons. But just
we
on
got
just on one point on that, Darren, you could just say 2 seasons ago, you could say that at least we were playing hard, we were running,
trying.
we were pressing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We're
And that's what
performing,
got us
right?
in that top four, right? Yeah.
100%.
And that's right. Yeah.
Now,
And
what's the crisis now?
crisis
I
is
mean-
injuries. Fucking players aren't doing. Just everyone's just playing. Nothing's clicking. The wrong players at the moment. We need reinvestment. There's just so much happening at the moment, and but yeah, like I touched on that, I think something must be going awry. The amount of injuries that we get every like lately is just like surely there's someone's like, what's going on with the conditioning of the players? Like, who's in, like, why is there so many injuries? Like, what's going on?
And look, I'm not the only Liverpool fan that said this, but when everyone was telling us to be positive at the start of the season, for most people like us, the writing was on the wall. We needed a couple of bad injuries from our top performing players, and then you're going to see all of the problems. But the biggest problem is we're signing Gakpo. I think we should have signed priority. Why isn't the midfield the fucking priority?
I thought that's what I was like. Look,
I mean, you sign a good player.
signing a good player. Why, like, yeah.
Why not prioritize the midfield? I don't get it, man. Like, okay, what happened with Van Dijk? Again, centre back, even though Gomez, I don't know where he is. I don't know what planet that guy is on the last couple of games. He just keep him on the right back. He plays better when Trent comes off. In the two, he got done over by Welbeck. It was embarrassing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Right. But okay, don't sign a centre back. I think that we don't have the money to sign a centre back and a striker. But how could you not prioritize? What are they waiting for? Jude Bellingham is not happening. So forget about Jude Bellingham. There's got to be a player out there, Daz, that can press better right now than putting Henderson in midfield, putting Fabinho in there. There's got to be someone in world football for $40 or $50 million that can counter press and be more of a we'll go Gini Wijnaldum transfer. That was like pulling magic out of the hat. What happened?
Yeah.
Is it because Michael Edwards is gone now?
Maybe.
Like, I don't. Like, what is it, mate? Like, I don't know, man. Like, how can you not? Like, what I want to know is Klopp signing these players? Who's signing? Like, who? How can you not prioritize this midfield? The midfield is a problem. And what injuries do we have in the midfield? Curtis Jones. He's like, as much as I like Curtis Jones, he's not going to come in and turn this midfield around.
No.
We don't have any. Do we have any injuries in midfield?
No, I don't. Nah, not really. We just don't have
short in midfield.
quality. We're short in midfield. That's the problem. Yeah.
I mean,
we're just really short.
I mean,
like, I know, earlier on we had Thiago in the beginning of the season was out, but like in terms of no, we don't. We don't have any. We don't have any midfield injuries, and that's how bad it is. If we got a full strength midfield and that's performing like that, that's terrible. Yeah.
Dude, it was on the wall from the start of the season. Everyone knew we had to prioritize the midfield. We brought this Mello in. He doesn't play.
Because he got injured the day he landed in Liverpool.
But he wasn't even in good condition anyway. Apparently he wasn't. He was fat for like football. You know what I mean? Like he just was out of shape. I mean, and then Klopp turns around and said everyone was right. No, that was always bullshit. There's no way we were right. Klopp was wrong. The board was wrong. And they knew they had to, and he's just saving their ass. Look, he doesn't want pressure to be questions about the board as well. So, but mate, honestly, I mean, how could you go and now sign Gakpo? We don't need Gakpo. Just forget it. Play the kid up front. Like Diaz will come back. Jota will come back. Just Nunes, well, at the time when we signed him, Nunes wasn't even injured anyway. So Nunes will probably come back in a few games. I don't know, man. How could you not, unless they're waiting for something big in January? They probably are. But if you're going to spend $40 million, you might as well sign. There's got to be someone in the Premier League. Do you notice that when we generally, not always, but when we generally sign players that are performing well in the Premier League, they just come in and just hit the ground running?
Yeah, always. 100%. That's
Like we
why I
did it
think
with-
there's still rumours about Ruben Neves or something as well. I don't know.
And Matthias Nunes.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah.
Well, if you're going to spend 40 million, that should have bought Anguissa from Napoli, maybe 50. But you go and bring in a midfielder that's going to slot in now, that's got that tenacity, that's got that fighting spirit.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I don't think we're going to. I like Savage from Real Madrid, dude, but maybe that's not going to happen, this transfer. And we were linked, but it looks like he's going to go to Barcelona.
Yeah.
But, okay, so that level we're probably not going to get this, definitely not in January. But for $40 million, £40 million, £50 million, are you telling me there is no one in world football that can come in January for 40 to 50 million pounds and play better than Jordan Henderson and Fabinho?
Yeah. No, that's yeah. And not only that, we need another. We need 3 of those. We need 3. We need about 2.
Yeah.
We need to spend maybe 300 million on midfielders or something.
Chambers going, Keita's going, good riddance.
Sayonara, Keita.
Milner, they're all going to go, like, just for various reasons. So, I mean, I know he plays Chamberlain left wing, but when he was playing World Chambers, when he scored that cracker against City, he was playing in centre midfield. So I still see him as Klopp's just like, I can't put him in centre midfield. I've got this guy here. I've got to play him somewhere. Puts him at left wing, and it's hopeless. No speed, no intensity. We're right. Look, Pep Linders, is he? I mean, I heard some comments that Pep Linders has got more involvement right now than Jurgen Klopp. I don't know. I never liked when when Klopp sister left the brain, Zeko. I never felt right about that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It reminded me of when Paco Ayesteran left Benitez and Liverpool just went on this slow, steady decline.
No, it's weird. It's like a partnership at times, isn't it? Like you need that. It's like that. Like with the manager and the assistant manager, it's really is like a good partnership. And if you have a good partnership, it ticks. And if it's one of those, if the assistant manager goes, it could, in most cases or some cases, that's probably just as important as a manager going. So
100%.
Yeah.
And now there's links with Steven Gerrard returning to football director. So what exactly is Gerrard going to be able to do as a football director, which is an executive position? The guys have got a football brain, dude. He hasn't got a business brain.
That's that. Anyway. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you need business brains in that.
Michael Edwards is like all these guys behind the scenes, that have left, like the Michael Edwards and the Zelko. Now people would say, yeah, but we won a lot of trophies after Zelko left. That's true, we did. But what about now but Zeko was there in the initial rebuild phase.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. Yeah.
When we're playing Lucas Leiva in midfield again. Right? We were transforming.
Yeah.
Zeko, I think it was there when we signed Wijnaldum. Or when we had Lallana, Henderson, Wijnaldum. I was like, I said, there's no way this midfield's ever going to work. Well, not only did it work, it was fucking revolutionary.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen wingers or strikers be put into midfield and then transformed into these beasts that would hunt down like it was amazing. Like I was like, whoa, man, like what do I know? Right. So, but now it's just like it looks like we're just signing players.
Yeah, just to fill holes. That'll do. Oh, let's just hope it sticks.
I watched Gapco against Wolves in the FA Cup. Doesn't look. I mean, like you need time. But
he's come from the Dutch league for starters. So
when you sign Premier League players, they come in. Well, look at Man City. They have that Calvin Phillips from Leeds. They're not even playing. That's the type of midfielder that we could have used and transformed.
Correct. Yeah.
He was a beast at Leeds. He goes to City, doesn't play. No one talks about him anymore. For $40 or $50 million, I'm signing a player like that.
Yeah. Yep.
In the Premier League, preferably. But there is other, even if you can't get in the Premier League, okay, look at the Italian or Spanish league at least. Look at the top clubs in the Italian or Spanish league, like the Anguissa. I love that guy, man. I'm just like, that's what we need. That's going to put a bit of lithium in our look, our midfield battery is flat.
Big time.
Right? So we need some lithium. Because I'm telling you, man, I can't watch this shit much longer. Yeah, I don't mind losing, but put the kids on, at least we lose with effort. But losing like that, that's just like, you wouldn't call it down tools, but there is just, I don't want to be too extreme. We definitely get the bad comments on social media then. But it's, look, and I don't really care. But if I call it down tools, that's gonna get some. I should, because at least people will comment and give us more views. But I don't feel like I want to be authentic. I don't believe it's down tools. But it's I don't know. Actually, I don't know what it is. I'm not a psychologist. But
could have fooled me, mate. No.
I'm wearing glasses. I'm trying to look smart, right? But yeah, there's no energy. The team doesn't look passionate. It doesn't look like it's playing anything close to what Klopp would demand.
Yeah.
Or Klopp would. Yeah. And then at the same time, he's putting out players that they're just not going to do it. Chamberlain's not going to do it. Salah won't do it anymore. He doesn't do it. He's just like he's not pressing with something to prove. And then you put Gapco up front. He doesn't know how to press yet. He still doesn't know how to press those. I've watched him. He doesn't press like when we used to sign players. When we signed Mane within the Premier League, Mane's, Wijnaldum's, they all pressed from day one.
Yeah.
Like when Klopp came in, Lallana pressed, counter-pressed from day one in the midfield, right? They all changed within. I couldn't believe it. Like we went from losing 1-0 to Swansea with Brendan Rodgers, and then at least the first few games, I think we had a couple of draws, but you could see something different here. Like Klopp had come in and lit a spark under their ass and said, "This is the new heavy metal football we play."
Yeah,
it don't look like heavy metal, dude. It don't even look like country music. It doesn't. It looks like that chilled trance shit that you listen to, the techno trance, whatever.
It's Byron Bay Blues now.
I knew I should rely on you for the music analogies.
No, that's fucking funny.
What do I know? Yeah, Byron Bay Blues, dude. I don't know what it is, man, but it ain't heavy metal. It ain't even country. It's not even country music, mate. It's just rubbish. It's crap to watch. It's very discouraging. You feel like after you watch Liverpool that you just want to lay down and spin, like Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
Like it's just pathetic, man.
It's
disheartening. It's very. It is. That's the word we're going. Disheartening. Because it's not even losing with passion. They're just not. It's just losing because they're either over it or they don't want to do what Klopp wants anymore, or they can't do what Klopp wants.
Yeah, that's right.
Henderson probably can't do it anymore. He wants to.
He wants to, but you can't keep up. He's probably again, like you said, the Klopp model requires players with a lot of running, so you can't. So when you do get to that, and not that Hendo's too old for the way Klopp wants people midfielders for us to play. So
especially midfield.
Yeah, especially midfield. So he's running out of legs. There's how old's Hendo now? 32.
Yeah, and then they're going to run up and down left, and then the left side of the midfield three have to cover that zone too.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So you got up, and then the right side of the midfield three, you got to cover that side, the right side.
Yeah.
Because especially when Trent goes down to right wing position, like you've got a massive gap.
You got a big gap to cover. Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean? And there's a lot of energy. Do you? I mean, to think that Thiago can do it, I don't know. Like I said, great player. I love them, but is he what we need? Gapco, is he what we need? I don't know, dude. I got nothing else to say.
Anyway, well, let's wrap it up there, mate. Because we better shoot off to my 9 to 5.
At least At least it makes you a little bit happy. At least you're making money.
That's it, mate. All good.
Thanks a
Thanks
lot,
very much, guys.
Leave your comments, even if they're bad. Leave them.